Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. Before continuing, please review the legal disclaimer provided in the comment section of this video and make sure to see the video till the end to get a full understanding of how it all works. On this channel, we share practical guidance on visa processes, immigration pathways, investment and citizenship options, and related topics to help you make informed decisions. If you are unsure about your visa options or planning your next step, consider subscribing and enabling notifications so you stay updated with the latest developments. Today's video is extremely important for anyone planning to travel internationally through Frankfurt, Germany. Because every year, thousands of travelers face missed connections, boarding denial, immigration confusion, baggage complications, and unexpected travel disruption simply because they misunderstand how transit in Germany actually works. And here is the surprising part. Many travelers assume that if they are only stopping in Frankfurt for a few hours between flights, they automatically need no visa at all under any circumstance. But that is not always true, and in some cases, even a short layover can create visa requirements depending on your nationality, your baggage handling, your airline arrangement, and whether you stay inside the transit area or pass through immigration. And one small mistake can completely change your entire journey. So in this complete guide, we are going to break down everything you need to know about the Frankfurt, Germany transit visa process from the perspective of any traveler anywhere in the world. We will cover who needs it, who does not, how airside transit works, when you must enter Germany, how baggage rules affect your visa requirement, and how travelers accidentally get stopped even with confirmed tickets. So stay until the end because the most critical insights come later in this video. Now let's begin. Frankfurt Airport is one of the busiest and most important international hubs in the world. Millions of passengers connect through Frankfurt every year, traveling between continents. And because of that, the airport is designed with a structured international transit system. But there are two completely different transit realities here, and understanding this is the key to everything. The first is airside transit. The second is landside transit. Airside transit means you remain inside the international transit zone of the airport. You do not pass through German immigration. You do not officially enter Germany. You simply walk between gates and wait for your next flight inside the secure transit area. In most cases, if your flights are properly connected and your baggage is checked through, this is the smoothest and simplest transit experience. Now here is the important part. For most travelers globally, airside transit in Frankfurt does not require a transit visa, but that comes with one major condition. You must remain inside the international transit area at all times. Now let's move to landside transit. This is where everything changes. Landside transit means you pass through immigration and officially enter Germany during your connection. This can happen in several real-world situations. If you need to collect your baggage and recheck it, if your flights are booked separately, if your airline does not transfer luggage automatically, if you change terminals in a way that requires exiting the transit zone, or if you have a long overnight layover and need accommodation outside the airport, the moment you pass immigration, you are no longer in transit only. You are entering Germany, and that is when visa rules may apply. Now here is one of the biggest mistakes travelers make worldwide. They assume that baggage does not affect visa rules, but it absolutely does. Because if your baggage is not transferred automatically, you may be forced to exit the transit zone to collect and recheck it. And that means immigration. And that means visa requirements may change instantly. Now let's talk about one of the most common hidden problems. Separate tickets. This is where thousands of travelers get caught every year. Imagine you book one flight into Frankfurt and another flight out of Frankfurt using a different airline or separate booking. Even if your layover is only 2 or 3 hours, you may still need to exit and recheck baggage. And that usually requires entering Germany officially. And this is where many people face unexpected denial at the airport before even boarding their first flight. Now here's another important reality. Frankfurt is part of the Schengen system. That means once you enter Germany, you are inside the wider European travel zone. And that comes with strict entry rules depending on nationality. Now let's talk about who actually needs a transit visa. Most travelers do not need one if they stay inside the international transit area, but some nationalities are required to have a special airport transit visa, even for airside transit. This depends entirely on your passport, your travel history, and your onward destination. And this is why checking your personal situation is extremely important before booking flights. Now let's talk about one of the most dangerous assumptions in travel. Short layovers equal no visa requirement. This is not always true, because even a 1-hour layover can become complicated if your baggage is not transferred or if your flights are not properly connected. So never assume based on timing alone. Now let's talk about the airport structure itself. Frankfurt Airport is huge. It has multiple terminals, multiple train connections, long walking distances, security checkpoints, and complex gate layouts. Even experienced travelers sometimes underestimate the time needed for connections, so always plan with extra buffer time, especially if immigration is involved. Now let's talk about overnight transit. Many travelers think sleeping inside the airport avoids all visa requirements. But in reality, overnight stays can often force you to exit the transit zone depending on baggage handling or airline procedures, and that is where visa requirements become critical. Now let's go step by step through the actual transit process. First, you must understand your exact transit structure. Ask yourself very clearly, will I stay inside the transit area or not? Will I collect baggage or not? Are my tickets under one booking or separate bookings? Will I change terminals? Will I need to recheck luggage? These answers decide everything. Second, you must check whether your nationality requires an airport transit visa for Germany. Most travelers are exempt, but some nationalities are required to have one even for short transit stays. And the rule depends entirely on your passport. Third, you must ensure your passport has enough validity. Airlines can refuse boarding if your passport is too close to expiry. This happens before you even reach Frankfurt. Fourth, document preparation is essential. You should always carry passport-confirmed onward ticket visa for final destination if required, proof of onward travel, hotel booking if leaving airport, and any supporting travel documents. Fifth, accuracy matters if any visa application is needed. Even small mistakes in passport numbers, travel dates, or personal details can lead to delays or refusal. Now let's talk about airline control. Before you even board your first flight, airline staff will check your documentation. And if they believe you cannot legally transit through Germany, they may stop you from boarding immediately. This is one of the most common points of failure in international travel. Now let's talk about one of the smartest strategies in transit travel: single ticket bookings. Whenever possible, booking your entire journey under one ticket reduces complications significantly, because it usually ensures baggage transfer and avoids unnecessary immigration entry. Now let's talk about common mistakes travelers make. Mistake number 1, assuming transit is always visa-free. Mistake number 2, Ignoring baggage rules. Mistake number 3. Booking separate tickets without understanding consequences. Mistake number 4. Not checking nationality-specific requirements. Mistake number 5. Applying too late or not at all when required. Now let's talk about printed documents. Even in a modern airport like Frankfurt, printed copies of your travel documents can save you during unexpected checks or system failures. Now let's talk about travel insurance. It is strongly recommended for all international transit travelers because delays, cancellations, baggage loss, or emergencies can happen anywhere. Now here is the final truth every traveler must understand. Transit rules are not universal. They change based on nationality, airline policies, immigration regulations, and travel structure. That is why proper planning is essential before you fly. Now let's quickly summarize everything. First, understand your transit type. Second, know whether you are staying airside or entering Germany. Third, check your nationality requirements. Fourth, ensure your baggage and tickets are properly structured. Fifth, prepare all documents in advance. Sixth, apply for visa if required. Seventh, always allow extra time for connections. And finally, never assume transit is simple, because even the smallest detail can completely change your journey. But when properly planned, Frankfurt transit travel can be smooth, efficient, and a powerful gateway between continents. We can help you to get the entire process done correctly and make your dream trip to any destination in the world easier than you think. Make sure to get in touch with us on our WhatsApp mobile numbers, no matter which part of the world you are in, and do subscribe, like, and share our channel to get many more interesting updates. Thank you for watching and have a safe journey. Get in touch with us now on +64 221 786 007 or +991 73786 00791.